If you've ever questioned whether your actions, big or small, truly make a difference, you're not alone. This is a common feeling, especially when you can't see the immediate results. But remember, it's often in those moments of quiet uncertainty that your actions have the most significant impact, even if you're unaware of it. Imagine someone going through an incredibly tough time, caught in a cycle of despair that they can't escape, despite the efforts of friends and family. Their days are gray and heavy, each attempt to help seeming to fail, leaving everyone feeling hopeless. Picture the burden they must bear, so overwhelming that even the kindest gestures seem too light to lift it. Life for them feels like an endless cycle of struggle, where even small tasks seem monumental. Yet they hold on, searching in the darkness for a sign, a word or a moment that could bring them hope. And then you appear, reaching them in a way no one else could. It's remarkable to think that in our vast world, sometimes it takes just one person to make a significant difference. That person was you. Your presence, your kindness, it broke through the barriers they had built around their heart. You might wonder how you managed to touch them so deeply. It's because compassion works in ways we can't always understand. It's normal to have doubts about your purpose or to feel uncertain. We often overlook the quiet strength we carry within us when we focus too much on our own doubts. The key is to embrace the mystery of life. Life doesn't always provide clear answers, and sometimes we're asked to trust the process. Accepting that we might only understand our journey in hindsight allows miracles to unfold in ways we could never predict. Just remember, being open to life's mysteries is how we invite these miracles into our lives. Completely normal to have moments where you question your purpose in life. You might find that answers come to you faster if you allow yourself to be okay with not having all the answers right away. Imagine someone feeling really stuck, overwhelmed with doubts and not even sure how to ask for help or accept it when it's offered. During times like these, even the nicest words can seem hollow and kind gestures might feel as if they are miles away. They felt alone in their struggle, wondering if anyone truly understood what they were going through. But sometimes all it takes is one person doing one simple, kind act to make a real difference. Each day was like a massive challenge for this person, and as time passed, it seemed like they were losing their joy and hope. Imagine how hard that must be, waking up every day feeling as though you're already defeated. Before the day even begins, it's like every moment was slowly taking away pieces of their happiness, making them feel smaller and dimmer. They tried to hold on to memories of better times, but even those memories started to fade, which made them feel even more trapped. Deep down, though, they still hoped for a sign, something to remind them that life could be joyful again. Despite their friends' and family's best efforts to lift their spirits, it seemed like nothing really made a difference. Days turned into weeks, and the struggle continued, making them feel more isolated with each passing day. Their world seemed smaller, their problems bigger, and their solutions further out of reach. This is a tough place to be in, where every small setback feels like a major disaster, and every night brings with it a sense of dread for the next day. In this darkness, the person longed for a breakthrough, for a moment of light to pierce through the shadows. That light came unexpectedly in the form of someone who, perhaps without even realizing it, offered exactly what was needed at just the right time. This person you stepped in not with grand gestures or profound speeches, but with simple, genuine kindness. You might not have noticed at the time, but your presence was like a breath of fresh air. It wasn't anything dramatic, maybe it was a smile, a thoughtful message, or just a moment of listening, but it was enough. enough to spark a tiny flame of hope in their heart. With that one act of kindness, you reminded them that they were not as alone as they felt. This small, seemingly insignificant interaction started to turn the tide for them. As days turned into weeks, that single act of kindness was a turning point. Gradually, the person began to see things a little differently. The challenges that once felt insurmountable started to seem manageable. The walls they had built around themselves began to lower, allowing light to seep through the cracks. They began to engage more with others, and with each positive interaction, they gained more confidence. They found themselves smiling a bit more, feeling a bit lighter. This change didn't happen overnight. It was slow and often challenging. There were still days filled with setbacks and nights filled with doubts. But each morning, they found it a little easier to get out of bed. They started to rediscover joy in the small things: a cup of coffee in the morning, a book that made them think, a sunset that painted the sky with colors. These small joys began to add up, filling the gaps that sadness once occupied. Your role in their journey might have seemed minor to you, but to them, it was transformative. You showed them that kindness doesn't need to be a grand gesture. It can be simple and quiet, yet profoundly impactful. You taught them that sometimes the best way to help someone is just to be there, to offer a kind word or a listening ear without judgment. Now, reflecting back on their journey, they recognize how crucial your role was. They understand that without your kindness, without that first step you took towards them, they might still be in that dark place. Your influence has not only changed their life, but has inspired them to pass on the kindness they received from you to others. They have become more compassionate, more empathetic, and more willing to extend a hand to those in need. In a world that can often feel cold and indifferent, your act of kindness was a reminder of the goodness that exists. It showed them, and now reminds us all, that even the smallest acts of kindness can have an enormous impact. It can change a day, a life, or even many lives. This is the power of compassion, the strength that grows from genuine connections, and the legacy that every kind act can leave behind. So remember, even when you doubt the significance of your actions, know that what you do matters greatly. Your being there brought a clearness they hadn't felt in a long time, helping them see that the heavy load they were carrying could be put down. Sometimes, just someone else believing in us is enough to help us start believing in ourselves again. Your kindness showed them a bit of hope, reminding them that life could feel easier again. With your help, they found a reason to try once more. You might not realize it, but you became an inspiration, a gentle reminder that change is possible. Every little chat or moment with you helped them feel like taking another step forward. Think about how amazing that is. Just by being around, being yourself, you sparked something in them. It's a special gift, and your angels want you to see how wonderful that is. You were the little push they needed. Because of you, they found a spark of courage inside themselves. Little by little, they began to rebuild their life. Each step was careful, but seeing your example gave them the courage to hope again and to believe that things could get better. It didn't happen all at once, but piece by piece, they put their life back together. Eventually, they even talked about how much your help meant to them. Now, others might start seeing you differently. Your angels want you to know you deserve this respect. Your kindness really changed someone's life when they needed it most. You might not have known it then, but you were the reason someone else found their way out of a tough spot. Their story shows how powerful kindness is and how it can grow stronger through connecting with others. What you did proves that even the smallest acts of kindness can lead to the biggest changes. Dear Lord, Help guide them through unsure times, knowing that even if their purpose seems hidden, it brings hope to many. Help them to be open to not knowing everything, trusting that their kindness lights up lives in ways they might not see. Let them find strength in the quiet good they do, even when no one is watching. Amen.